What's up, everyone? It's Nick Gallo, the guy you know. I am back with a new series that I want to start called Journey to. And this one is going to be called Journey to Super Bowl 2023, which was this past February 12th, 2023. And I want to talk about this journey because I had so many requests and questions and DMs and comments from people saying, tell me all about it. I never really got into full detail about it. So I really want to, you know, dive in and tell you about the journey to Super Bowl 2023 with Gallo. So let's start. Everyone knows, if you know me, I'm a fan of Rihanna. And when she announced it, I said to myself, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know when. But I knew I had a couple months. And I knew I had to come up with, I knew I had to go. That's all I know. I had to go some way, somehow. I prayed to God and just said, please make this happen somehow, some way, to get a ticket to one of the hardest, probably, if not one of the toughest tickets to get to, is to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's kind of like the elite of the elite of the elite. If you're not rich or if you're not someone important, you're really not getting in. Or if you just have like a huge savings account and you want to blow it on, a ticket to the Super Bowl. But fast forward to that Tuesday. So Super Bowl is on Sunday, February 12th. That Tuesday before, I get a call from a good friend, and I'm invited as her plus one. I was in shock. She called me when I was at work, and yeah, I was her plus one to go to the Super Bowl. And she knows I love Rihanna, so she knew what it meant to me to get me to have me as her plus one, and how much it meant to me to see Rihanna live at the Super Bowl halftime show this year. Because everyone that knows me, I'm not really a big sports person, but everyone kept telling me, like, Nick, I know some way, somehow, you're going to make it to the Super Bowl because Rihanna. And, I didn't know 100%, but I just put it out into the universe. You got to put things out to the universe, and you just have to keep telling yourself it's going to happen, because sooner or later it will. Has to give in. But back to my story. So Tuesday, I get a call from my friend. I already booked flights the week before just to be on the safe side, because I didn't want flights to go up. And if I needed to cancel them, I could just cancel them, or if I had to switch the flights, something like that. I did something like that. So I had the flights booked just in case already 1 week prior, because I know sometimes if you book flights the week of, there's sometimes like crazy price. And I just didn't want to get stuck paying an arm and a leg to get last minute, airplane tickets. So I booked my flight. I'm flying into Phoenix, which is obviously the main city, and the Super Bowl is taking place in Glendale, Arizona, which is a northwest suburb of Phoenix, which is not far. It's like 15, 20 minutes out of the city. So I booked my flight, and I got an Airbnb. Hotels were all, when I tell you crazy, they were, if you didn't know someone to stay at someone's house or stay at an Airbnb, or if you booked the hotels like probably months and months, maybe years in advance, hotels were like going for like 4,000 to 5,000 for like a Super 8, or like a Holiday Inn. Like rinky-dink motels were literally going for 4,000 or 5,000 a night. Like that's how crazy the Super Bowl was. So I get in, actually I arrived into Phoenix that Friday night. Around, give or take, I think it was maybe, no, actually, was it Thursday night? It was Thursday night, I'm sorry. Thursday night, I flew into Phoenix. So it was around 11 or midnight. So it was basically like Thursday going into Friday morning. The flight got in, I think, around like 11:30. By the time I got off the flight and got my luggage, it was around like midnight. So by the time I got to my Airbnb, it was past midnight. It was officially Friday. So, went right into my room at my Airbnb, um, went to bed because I knew I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was the big day for the Super Bowl 2023 with the halftime by Rihanna. So, yeah, I was excited. It was crazy. Like the anticipation is something I can't explain, and I don't think no one will ever understand unless you go to something like that. And for something you actually like anticipating. Like I wanted to see Rihanna so bad, and to see her at that caliber of an event. It's like seeing someone at like, the biggest events of all time. I mean, the halftime Super Bowl is one of the most watched events of all time. So, Um, so Friday night I went to the Kevin Hart show, which he had two shows in Phoenix going on. So my friend works for him and got me a ticket. So they got me a fifth row center ticket to see his show, Kevin Hart's um, what is it? Reality check tour. And he was funny. It was really good, and I enjoyed that. Saturday, I went to the Super Bowl Experience, which is something at the convention center in downtown Phoenix. It's more for sports fans, obviously. It has a lot of sports memorabilia, different activities for like families, and throwing a football and making different things, or making like a jersey, buying a lot of merch, tons of merch. I mean, people had to come with, I can't even imagine the amount of money that people were spending there alone. I didn't want to go to any of the parties, any of the pre-parties, because there were a lot of pre-parties. Like Drake had one Friday night. I think Cardi B had, I think, one each night with Offset. But I didn't want to feel like crap because I wanted to have all the energy as possible for the Super Bowl. And I didn't want to be, hungover or not get proper sleep. So I made sure not to go to any of those, even though they were definitely, once in a lifetime to get, I could have got into one if I really wanted to, I'm sure. But I just didn't want to ruin the main day. I mean, the main day, yeah, and it's a once in a lifetime experience. So it's something I wanted to remember, be coherent, just take it all in and observe and just, yeah, be like, you know, just take it all in, because I try to tell myself now, like take stuff in, Nick. Don't let stuff, don't think about the next thing. Take it in and live in the moment. So the Sunday morning happens. I pack my stuff, and I'm actually going to be staying with my friend that drove in Saturday night. They drove in Saturday night, Sunday morning, and they got to their Airbnb, and I ended up staying there for the rest of my time. So I packed up my stuff from my Airbnb and I moved over to my friend's Airbnb, got there around, I think like 11 or 12-ish. Our call time to like leave for the Super Bowl was 2 o'clock, because people tend to forget this. In Glendale, Arizona, we were in mountain time. So yeah, we had you have to give yourself time, because like everything is so on lockdown over there, and if you're not like prepared and early, you're gonna miss it, or you're not gonna get in somehow, because it's just so chaotic, and there's so many street closures and all that good stuff. Um, yeah, so we get in our vehicle, we are on our way. It took about, I'm trying to think, we wanted to leave at 2, but we ended up leaving exactly at 2:35. So we weren't off that bad. And we arrived at the venue at 3:10. So it took us about a half hour, a little over a half hour to get there, about 30, 35 minutes. Just because we had to take certain ways. Our driver had to take us certain ways to get in a good spot and to take us a good way so we wouldn't get stuck in traffic. Because certain ways, if you took, it was just so backed up already that you would be stuck for hours. So our driver took like the back way, which got us in even better. And we were there around like 3:10 exactly. We arrived. So going through security, you know, just seeing it all. And I'm gonna post pictures throughout this video, and not pictures, videos. I'm just gonna show on each side here, just to show you the different experiences and just what it's looking like when you're basically almost arriving, as well as just walking up to the venue. And like the stadium, it's a gorgeous stadium. State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's gorgeous, and just it's like a big silver dome. The cool thing was, because it's Super Bowl, they have like the Super Bowl logo around it that said like Super Bowl 2023, and I forgot what else it said, but it was just so cool. It was just something like you don't see every day, and something that's going to be up literally for that time, and it's going to be taken down after that day. Walking in, we go up the escalator, and we were in a suite, so it was super dope. There was tons of awesome people in the suite. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of intimidating, to say the least. I'm kind of happy I didn't know who a lot of sports people are, because yeah, there were a lot of them in our suite. That we were in the commissioner's suite. So the commissioner of the NFL was there. He was great. I got to meet him, his wife, and his 2 daughters. It was a good time. And I'm trying to think. So we had quite a few people in there that was super dope. I'll tell you a couple people that were in our suite, which was awesome. It was Paul Rudd was there. Keegan Michael Key. Damar Hamlin was there as well. And these are some, I think, Hall of Famers or other sports players, but I'm not really familiar, but I know their names. Doug Williams, Andrew Whitworth, Aeneas Williams, Warren Moon, Curtis Martin. Brittany Griner was there with her wife. It was great to meet her. As well as, this was probably like, well, there was a couple more people. So to the right of us was Adele, and the next suite was Adele and Billie Eilish. And then to the left of us was LeBron James, which we got to go say hi to and get a photo with. And yeah, it's awesome. Here's the photo. It was super cool to meet him. And just, yeah, I mean, it's LeBron James. He's one of the greatest of all time. And like, yeah, he's the guy. He's the king. And then the biggest surprise was, not surprise, but we knew, but when she entered, it was just like, it was First Lady Jill Biden, which was so cool. And to know she was going to be sitting right behind me, like literally right behind me, she sat, her and her grandson. It was super dope. Such a sweet lady. I didn't take a picture with her, just because I was like intimidating. I said hi, and I have a photo I'll post up here. It's her watching. What is it? I think it's the Rihanna halftime, and you see me, and she's behind me. So it's super cool. Like, you see right here. Yeah, but yeah, it was super dope. Like, one thing I didn't know about this experience was that it is, I didn't know if you felt like you're at the Super Bowl or if you feel like you're at a football game, if that makes sense. It definitely feels like you're just at a football game for the most part, but in a awesome, I was in a suite, so it was super cool, bar stocked, tons of food and different hors d'oeuvres, and yeah, was like super dope. They had so much food. Like they had different courses at different times, which I didn't really want to eat a lot. I just didn't want to get a stomach ache. Or, yeah, you know. But me and my friend, we were eating popcorn a lot, and I had a, what did I have? I think I had a few. I had like 2 drinks, and I think I had like a can of Coca-Cola. Um, but yeah, it was awesome. And then, you know, to see Cheryl Lee Ralph perform, as well as Babyface and Chris Stapleton, who sang the national anthem. They were all 3 of them were amazing, and to see them live, I'll post a video either here or here um, of a couple of them. I took video of them performing. It was just so cool. Just you know who they are, and you know singing these crazy known, huge like iconic songs for the country was super dope. And after that, obviously the game began. Um, I was more talking to people. There was a lot of people in the suite as well that were like, you know, just important people. So just, you know, kind of mingling and talking and, you know, talking. Actually, Keegan Michael Key was sitting next to us. Um, and we were talking to him and his wife a lot because they're huge, like, sports fans. So we were they were telling us a lot about like how they go every year to the Super Bowl. If you don't know, he is a comedian actor. He's super dope. Really fun, cool guy. Got to really get to know him and his wife, and just kind of their love for sports and football. Um, and then it's so funny. I'll tell you one thing though. Every time I went to the bar to get a drink, or either a drink for me or my friend, and just let you know, my friend is Jennifer Hudson. So yeah, that's who got me in. Either got her something or myself something. And like the bartender kept on saying like, "Oh, so who are you rooting for?" And I was like, "Rihanna." Like, yeah, I'm here. And he was getting a kick out of it because he just thought it was so funny. He's like, "Ha ha." I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for that." Yeah. So it was super cool. And then, you know, it's so how could I say, you know it's the Super Bowl, but the awesome thing about it is you don't know it's a Super Bowl at the same time, because they don't treat it like you're at a different type of game. Like, you know there's going to be a halftime performance, but you're not like on the screens, you're not watching like what people at home are watching on TV. It's just like the normal screens of what's going on in the field as the game. But you know, after when it was officially halftime, just to see them putting the stage together, and I'm gonna post a video right here of a video of them putting the stage together and just wheeling it out, and just how quick it is, and to see it in person and how quick, I mean, like literally it's minutes how they put this together, and it's almost like it's so effortless and perfection and so like seamless that they put it together in such a easy fashion. It came together, and then everyone knows she performed. She entered on the platforms performing, and the platforms just came from like the other side of the venue. They just like came down and all the way down, and then who do you see appear before obviously it's even time for halftime? Rihanna, appears, and you see her in her red. Um, and I didn't know 100% if she was pregnant or not, because it's still like you just don't know. Like the big screen's hanging up yet, you just see her like just from vision, like your eyes. You just see her standing on the platform thing, but you don't know if it's gonna go up yet. So the platform's down, and all of a sudden, like they buckle her in. She's risen up, and like the countdown happens, and the countdown happened, and then like she came in with the first song, "Better Have My Money," and just the like it's something you can't explain, and it's something you have to witness to kind of know, and to see one of your favorite artists perform at the Super Bowl. It's just kind of like like you never think you're ever going to be there. I always thought like, oh, yep, I'll always just watch it from, the live television that day, and then on YouTube, because that's what I grew up on and that's all I really know. So to see it just like start and her be up on the platform singing and then going through all her hits. I mean, I'm dancing, Jen's dancing, we're having a blast. I even look back and, Jill Biden is, smiling, the first lady smiling and enjoying herself with her grandson. It's just so cool to see like everyone just enjoying it. And, Rihanna killed it. It was amazing, like just seeing how, also it's different to see it in real time and then see it on TV to see what they did with the different like visuals. Like, it's super cool. But yeah, it was awesome. And she ended it and the fireworks and everything. And it was super cool. Also, which this was something I did not know that was going to happen, which out of nowhere, like, so my phone is in my pocket. And I'm getting like, my phone is just vibrating like crazy. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And this is literally right, I think it's right before halftime, if I'm not mistaken. Well, right before halftime or right after halftime? No, it was before halftime. My phone's buzzing, but I'm not paying attention because I'm just kind of living in the moment. I didn't want to be bothered with my phone. I was only using my phone literally like to take videos and pictures of stuff that, I wanted memories for, either with me and Jen or whoever I was meeting. I did get a photo with LeBron James. Like I said, here it is again, LeBron. A picture with Damar Hamlin. He was super dope here. As well as I did, me and Jen took a photo. This was a photo of us right after Rihanna was finishing up. Off when she was finishing Diamonds and completing the halftime show. I was like, John, we need a selfie just with, Rihanna in the background and just the stage, because, like, you won't get it again. So we did that. And then this is another pose photo we took right before we left. And, the game ended and we left. It was super cool. I didn't know this either. So the Super Bowl has like a tour program, so like a game program. And this is the game program. It's like holographic. It's pretty cool. It's like shiny. And I love the back because obviously it's Rihanna and, says everything about it. And I just love it. I want to frame this somehow. I don't know how I want to do it, but just an awesome thing to have. These were in the suite, and I definitely made sure I got one to keep and to save. But I'm also want to show you, I'll post it right here, the video of me on television. And I'm literally, this scene is of me, the commissioner, the one mother that had both sons playing on each team, as well as Damar Hamlin. So literally, it's them three in a row, and you see me right behind them. It was just super dope to make it on television. I did not think I was going to make it on television, and like one of the most, like behind three of the most influential people, at the Super Bowl. It was just awesome. It was something I will never forget, and to see Rihanna and just to see everything in real time and real life. And I can't thank Jennifer enough for the opportunity and for inviting me, because it's something I will cherish forever. It's just something, if you get the opportunity ever, take it. It's just one for the books. It's definitely something, one of the biggest bucket list checkoffs I've done. Probably one of the most important days in my life, for sure. It's just something I felt you don't get to see too often. And, just a moment. So, throughout this whole video, you're going to see different videos I'm going to post too, just so you could see like different visuals of what was going on. If you like this video, make sure to like below, as well as make sure to subscribe to my channel and comment below and tell me what you liked about this video, any questions as well. Also, comment any other things you want to know about me. You could check out everything on my Instagram, which is at GTGYK. That's Gallo, the guy you know, but just the initials, so GTGYK. Everything is there, and you can watch all my interviews and other videos I have on my YouTube channel as well. Like I said, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, as well as comment below. And I'm going to be giving more videos, guys. Tell me what you want to see. Love speaking to my supporters. And yeah, until next time, it's Gail, the guy you know. Peace.